Alright guys, back again for another review. Big Tom.
Damien.
Today we're going to be doing the Hammer Clone by Tobeco.
Yep, the Hammer Clone. These have been out for a little while now. I mean, I was a bit reluctant to get one because I'm not a fan of the pipe. And essentially what it is a bit of a jazzy pipe, a bit of a novelty pipe. They've been out for a couple of months, the clones. They've got 3 different versions of it, which is the H cigar, the Tobeco and the Rainbow Heaven, the usual suspects. This is a Tobeco clone, which you can tell by the box. We have Together Best Cooperation written on it. It's a mech mod. It comes as an 18350, as Tom is vaping it now. Let's have a look. So you can see that's in the 18350, but it does have extension tubes with it. It comes with an 18500 extension tube and an 18650 extension tube, and they're pretty much the same threads and the same look as the Chi U clone or the Chi U. And the threading is exactly the same as well, so you can actually interchange with your Chi U if you want to use the top cap and if you want to use the button. The button doesn't reach all the time though, I've found. Anyway, yeah, we got this from Fast Tech because I'm not too keen on it. I'm not even too keen on the original by Kato, you know. That's a lot of fucking money. It's about 200 odd quid to the UK to get one of those hammers to you. 200 odd quid, essentially for a pipe mech mod. Yeah. I don't care how pretty or weird it looks. It's just a lot of money for me for what it is. So we got this for 20 quid off Fast Tech. You know, I wasn't in a rush to get one, so actually it's one of the quickest deliveries I've had because I probably weren't in a rush for it. It took just under 3 weeks to get here, which weren't too bad. Yeah, it looks quirky. It's solid. It's a solid piece of steel. It's got a nice shine on it. The engravings are really nice on it for 20 quid's worth of fucking gear. But it has a massive but with this one. The original top cap that it comes with, that I've thrown over there somewhere, has got a huge issue. It's got a huge voltage drop with it. It's basically, when you take a vape with the actual standard top cap that comes with it, no matter what your resistance is in your atomizer, it's like vaping Will-O-the-Wisp. It's like fucking nothing coming out. It's like a cigarette. So essentially what we've done is we've just, like I said, I've chucked the top cap somewhere. I'll show you it in the close-up, and put a Chi U top cap on the top, and it's vaping all right.
Yeah.
You know.
It does hit hard, but it's a heavy piece of shit that should be in a sock to whack someone about.
Yeah, you could use it as like a talking piece on your side, or as a defence mechanism against burglars or in-laws. But yeah, I mean, it's a novelty item, isn't it? I mean, I'm not a fan of pipes. Tom actually is quite a pipe fan. I'm not a pipe fan myself, and essentially that's what this is. It's just a souped up, jazzy looking pipe. This one has the brass connections in it with the brass tube battery encasing. I believe the H cigar has silver plated brass. This doesn't have the engravings or anything on the extension tubes like the H cigar one does. I believe the H cigar one has got some sort of pretty pictures or some engravings on the extension tubes. This one doesn't. It just basically stainless steel sort of Chi U tubes. And yeah, it comes in a nice little box. 20 quid landed. But essentially you've got to change that top cap. The top cap, I believe the issue is with the spring inside. It's a spring loaded sort of pin in the top cap, and whenever you're using that with whatever atty in it, it just piddles out the vapour, a bit pissy, you know. So
we've made it into the ugliest looking mod.
Yeah, so we've stuck an Aspire Nautilus on the top of it with a brass Chi U thing. So it's sort of like a Kato Hammer clone bastard Chi U
hybrid,
lost in space hybrid. You know, so come with us if you want to learn how to make the ugliest mod in the world. We've succeeded, you know. So yeah, what we'll do now is we'll go down the table. I'll show you it coming out of the box. I'll show you all the bits and pieces, and we'll come back and have another little chat about it. All right? Be cool. Okay, so here you have your hammer by Tobeco, this clone basically. Comes in this nice box. Open up the box and you're greeted by your mod and your extension tubes. The extension tubes are near identical to the ones you get with your Chi U. The threads are the same, so you can interchange various parts with your Chi U if you have one. Take the mod out. It's a very heavy, solid device. This clone, it's quite well made, a nice big chunk of stainless steel there. Here you have your top cap, deep engravings in that. The bottom has venting holes, just in case you get a battery, unfortunately, that vents gas. Laser etched engravings on the front and near side, back and near side there. They're quite well done, they're really nice actually. And on your button you have some deep engravings that are actually engraved into the button itself. Locking ring, nice and easy to turn. And the top cap has a spring-loaded brass connection. However, this seems to be the cause of the voltage drop in the mod, as when I change this top cap with a top cap from a Chi U, as you can see that fits on, I don't get the same sort of voltage drop that I do with this top cap. So I'm putting it down to the spring inside this top cap. However, in order to get that spring out, I think you would need to basically destroy this piece of Delrin that's in there. It appears to be glued. So I'd rather just change that top cap for a Chi one for now. Your button, brass connection there. Also, the spring inside this button isn't great. As you can see, as I push down with my thumb, it's kind of lopsided on one side and yet not too bad on the other, and it's a little bit crunchy. I've tried different springs in there. It doesn't really stop the lopsided part of the button, but it is a little bit of a better push with a couple of different springs I've tried. I'll show you actually the spring inside this. Give it a lock. Kind of just a little tiny thing inside here. As you can see there, it's just a little tiny spring like that. Fits on top of that piece like that and slides inside the button. And you screw it up. You can find different springs that are in there, but it doesn't really make a huge difference. Inside the mod, you have this piece which basically comes out. You keep that piece in there when you screw in your button, but remove it when your button comes out, so that you can take out this brass connection here, this brass where your battery is held, so you can give it a clean. Your battery just basically slides in like that, which then slides inside the mod. Do the ring up, place in your button, which I've destroyed, and you can fire. But like I said, you will want to change that top cap because it really does have a huge voltage drop. It's not great at all. Using the Chi U one does make some improvements, but it's still, you know, it has a lot of faults with it. But for 20 quid, what I paid for it from Fast Tech, you can't really complain for £20. A lot of these are going, I know the H cigar is going for more like about 45 to £50. They sell them on Vape Geek. I've heard the voltage drop isn't severe on the H cigar one. Haven't tried one yet. In all honesty, I'm not overly keen with the mod itself to want to try it, but there you go. If you want to put a bigger battery in, you basically, for an 18500, that is what you do. You basically put an 18500 in and put that connection on. And for an 18650, you use the bigger tube and put it on like so. But if you're using an Atty of something quite large, of like a 22 diameter, of what this basically is, I'm just going to put a spheroid on here for the moment. That's sort of the look you get, which I think looks incredibly stupid personally. I mean, It's not very nice at all. Doesn't look too bad in 18350. It's got that sort of hammer look that it was after, like so. But when you have to place the extensions on the button, it looks pretty daft, in all honesty. Not very keen on it. I mean, it's well made, it looks pretty, it's novelty, it's a nice little talking piece. Just want to have it in your collection. But as far as usability goes and mods go, it's not great for me. I'm not keen on it at all. But yeah, there you have your hammer. This is the Tobeco version. I don't think I'm going to be getting any other versions. You can get these at Fast Tech for £20 for the full kit, or you can get just an 18350, a little bit cheaper. You can even get them in chrome plated brass. Personally, I'd stay clear of that one. It was scratch and it's just a bit nasty. But yeah, there's the hammer clone from Tobeco.
Alright guys, so after looking at the shiny brick on the table, here's acquired taste. Dimmy says, Marmite, you either love it, you hate it. I don't like it, I'm a pipe fan. Piece of shit.
I mean, it is a novelty item, okay? It's had some thought go into it. At least it's tried to be something completely different and something out of, out of the usual norm, especially as pipes are concerned. I like the idea behind it. I mean, it's an interesting piece. I mean, it's had a lot of thought go into it, but I mean, it's still a clone. I'm talking about the original, of course. As far as the clone goes, because I haven't had my hands on a real one, I don't really feel I'd ever part with 200 quid for something like this, especially not a pipe. For me, this clone here, the one I've got, you've obviously got that faulty top cap, which has a massive voltage drop in it, no matter how pretty it's trying to present itself. The button has a lopsided issue going on. I have tried to change it with various springs inside. I cannot get rid of that. It's uncomfortable in my hand. It's got sharp edges, so if you're holding it all day and having a vape on it all day, it is uncomfortable compared to nearly all my other mods. It is very uncomfortable. But as the clone goes, for a 20 quid piece of kit that's come through the door, the engravings are good. It's heavy, it's solid. It looks the part. It looks just like the real deal. When you change the top cap, it vapes nice. There's nothing wrong with the vape, but it does have those issues, obviously. You know, I mean, top cap is standard. If you don't have a Chiyu clone or a King mod clone, this is going to be pissy for you when you get it out of the box. If this is going to be like your first mech mod, you could do with something else. I wouldn't recommend this unless you're going to have a fuck about with it, unless you want to try and take it apart, try and rectify the issues it has. So it could be like a little project for you, but as a first mech mod, definitely not. No, this is no.
If you want your money back, just go weigh it in, because it weighs a fucking ton. So you want 20 quid back, go get some stainless steel.
This is another one of them defensive mods that you could kill a man with if you throw it at him, or you could bang in some little, you know I mean, yeah, tacks, drawing pins. It's perfect for it. You know, it did come in a good condition. Like I said, you've got a lot of people, like we saw vaping with Twisted 420. He got his ones basically, and it was covered in scratches and it was all fucked up. I mean, this one's in pretty good condition. It's just got some machine lines through the steel, obviously, where it's mass produced, but they're hard to see unless you've got it in the sunlight and really looking for them. But yeah, it's in good condition, like I said, but the button's that wonky button, the spring is a bit crunchy in it that comes as standard. The top cap is got a voltage drop on it. And it's £20. It's £20 delivered. It might take 3 or 4 weeks, but it's 20 quid. You could, you know what I mean, you buy an ego for that, you know, off some market seller. You know what I mean?
Probably it's better.
Out of the box. But yeah, I mean, let's score it.
Originality, 7 or 8. Originality.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the idea behind it is something completely different. You know, that The original has tried to do something unique and quirky and look a bit stylish, look a bit flash, and that's cool. I like the originality behind it. I like the what they've attempted to do. That's a big ass smoke ring. Sorry. Yeah, that's cool. But for me, it's nice to look at, I think. But so I'm going to give it an 8 and all. But the vape on it, it's, you know, shit.
It's proper.
Out of the box, it's shit. You know, I mean, depending on what your resistance is in the Atty and things like that, with your TU top cap, it's going to be a better vape. You know, it's going to be a better vape.
Yeah.
But out of the box as standard, nah, definitely not a first mech. Definitely not.
No, you can get a lot better for this. And just put it in a sock and wax them with it. Simple. Waiting.
Yeah, like I said, there are 3 different versions of this. There are an H cigar version. You can get that at Vape Geek. There is a Rainbow Heaven version, but I haven't really seen too much about that. But this is a Tobeco version, and you can get this off Fast Tech. You can get this off, I think, Mods and Atties. I don't know whether they do the H cigar or the Tobeco. They do one of the two. But yeah, I think they even do the Tobeco at M Vapes, which is like a new little shop that's just opened up in the UK that does all sorts of polishing and golden plating and all that sort of stuff on there. They do them on there and all. But yeah, if you're going to get one of these, they have 3 options on Fast Tech. They have a chrome plated brass version, they have the stainless steel version and in just 18350, and they have this version. I mean, 20 quid landed if you're prepared to wait for it, if you're not too fussed about it but just want one to have a look at and have a fuck about with. 20 quid on Fast Tech, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, it's there. But I wouldn't spend a lot of money on this personally. I wouldn't buy the real one. I have watched reviews on it, I have checked it out. I mean, you know, it is what it is, as they say. So yeah, that's the Hammer Clone by Tobeco. Lots of flaws, you know, interesting, quirky, unique, but
fuck you, Hammer.
So there you go. Thanks very much for watching this review, and we will see you on the next one.
Fuck you.
Stay safe.